Uh, yes sir. You now rocking with the J Thoughts. Baby girl, sit back, relax, and take a day off. Come and get this medicine because it pays off. Don't worry, I'll put the work in if you get laid off. Things tend to taste better with some J sauce. I've been out balling, now it's time to take my J's off. Huh?
See, women complain that they don't get the full version of a man. But the way you get the full version of the man is he has to know that you're willing to give him the full version of you. Hence the saying, ladies first. See, that saying isn't just for, oh, you get to walk into the building first. Oh, you get to sit down first, right? Ladies first. Because in order to get the full version of a man, see, in the beginning, the man's gonna give you swag, the charm, the style, the charisma, the charm, you know what I mean? All of that stuff. But he has a whole nother component to what he can give you that you haven't seen yet. You know, that's the protection, the support, the emotional, the direction, the leadership, you know, the stability, all of those other good things that make for a long-term, longevity, happy, sustaining relationship. A lot of women want that part from the man up front, but they don't give them the full version of themselves in return. But they still expect the same outcomes. And that works. It works for most women. For most men, I would say. The majority of women could probably get that from a man up front. But then there's a certain type of guy where you may get bits and pieces of it up front, but he ultimately knows that he can impact your life far better than you can impact his. It doesn't mean that he doesn't see you as a benefit to him. He just knows that he's had to prove in his life that he's going to come with more benefit to you. Because most women want men who have things going more for them than the woman does for her. Even if she's got a whole bunch of good stuff going for her, she still wants the man to have more going for him. Most of the time, right? This is for the majority of male-female interactions. The woman wants to be made to feel like she gets the better end of the deal. Because if a woman feels like she's not getting the better end of the deal, then eventually she's going to go look for the guy that gives her the better end of the deal. But here's the thing. The man that is the better end of the deal knows this. And so he moves accordingly. He understands her nature. He understands how she thinks. And he understands what he's responsible and required to have up front before he meets her in order for him to even have a shot with her. This is why a lot of women become entitled to a man all up front and entitled to a man giving all of himself up front. Because in nature, men have to give more up front to even give a shot in the first place. I can't just rest on the fact that, oh, I could just go in a club and just bat my eyes at women all day and then I just get my pick of the litter. No, I can't do that. I can't have the mindset of, let me go into Starbucks, sit in the corner and just smile at girls and expect them to come talk to me. And then if nobody does, go home upset like, what is wrong with these women? These women are tripping. That's backwards, right? Nobody with 2 cents of brain would think, oh no, that's perfectly reasonable for you to expect those outcomes as a man. It's just not realistic. We have to come with more things aside from attraction. So when we finally get the woman, that same woman who's used to dudes having to bring more up front, aside from just their attraction as a man, right? And she also expects everything else up front. And she doesn't realize that the higher up the level of man you deal with, well, the more potential benefit he is to your life, and the more potential understanding of the game that this man has had to acquire in order to become this level in the first place. How you know you beating the game if you don't know what the objective is? So a man has had to learn what the objective is over a far longer period of time for him to become even eligible to have this conversation with you in the first place. It's just the nature of the game. We know that if you give a woman an inch, she'll take a mile. We know this. We know that no matter what you do, we're pulling into the parking lot. We know that no matter what you do as a man, like, you still gotta prove it. You could be talking all that, I could do this, and blah, 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 blah. It's just jibber jabber to a chick until you've proven it. You gotta show me. You got to show me, brother. So the way you can tap into the man's full potential is you gotta give him you. You gotta give him you. But you gotta be smart enough to know who to give you to. Wait, damn, that came. You know what I mean? You gotta pick the dude right. You gotta pick the dude right if you want it to do right. If you want to do right, then pick the dude right. Because you do want a dude, right? So once you get that guy, and you know that dude is that dude, well, you're going to have to start showing a little bit of who you are. A little bit more than a little bit. You want the cake, but you don't want to bake. You can't get the cake unless you bake. You can't get the loving without no oven. You got to give something up front. You can't sit back like a princess in a castle like Rapunzel and shit, just waiting for somebody to come save you. Waiting for somebody to bend the knee. This ain't Game of Thrones. Right? You can't get that higher caliber of man by running the same script you do on the lower caliber man. And it's all relative, right? Whoever you deem as the higher caliber man, in your eyes, you've got to do more for that guy than a guy you don't deem as higher caliber. It's just reality. We know this as men. We know the game. We know we got to come with it. We got to come with it. If y'all don't come with it, as men, right? What happened if y'all don't come with it? If a man don't come with it, ladies, y'all look at him like, right? But if you want to look at him like, well, you might have to give him something that's going to tap into that nature of who he is already. See, we want to give these things to y'all. That's what y'all got to understand. We want to give them to you. But we need something first, though. Ladies first. We need you to give us something first to see that you really invested in this. Because if you're not invested in this, we going to keep it moving. Because at a certain point, a man has had experience of dealing with women who were not invested versus women who were invested. And we know the difference. So if we don't see that you're investing, right? Because everybody could walk into the casino. You don't got to pay to go in the casino, but you got to pay to play though. Right? Anybody could walk in. Anybody can come into my space. But if you want to play, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to put something up. You're going to have to put something on it. Because most girls are not used to having to put nothing on it. Because they're used to getting everything up front. So again, ladies, the higher caliber of man, the more you're going to have to put up front. See, a lot of women look at it through their eyes, as if though we share the same experience. No, ma'am, we do not. We do not share the same experience. We do not have the same responsibility in this game. But we do have the responsibility to know how to play it.